Good morning, everyone. If you are watching me today, don't forget to thank God for making it possible for you to hear my voice today. In today's video, I want to show you how you can save your plantain leaves. I have a bunch of plantain leaves all over here. So if you are living outside Africa where there is winter and you want to save some of your plantain leaf to use them later in the winter, then please watch this video because I want to show you how you can save them. You have many ways of saving your plantain leaves, so watch me very well. Thank you. The first thing to do if you want to save your leaves, you have to cut all the leaves. So that's what I will do right now. And if you want to cut the leaves, you can use knife or you can use scissors. That's what I normally use to cut it. So if you are cutting your plantain or banana leaves, make sure you leave a little bit of the stem on the tree. That's what I do. So and if I want to use the knife, yeah, you just cut it with the knife, but I like using the scissors. It's much better. One more time, this is how you cut it. Make sure you have a little bit of the leaf like this on the plant, especially when you are in summer and you're leaving the plant to grow more. You don't have to cut all the leaves. You have to leave a little bit of the leaf on the stem like that. And mostly I cut almost of the back leaf, the one that came out before the inside. This is the inside leaf, the one that the fresh one that just came out. So I normally leave this one on the plant and cut the old ones out. And if you cut the plantain leaves, they will grow more and give you more leaves. If you leave them on, they don't normally come out a lot. So I mostly leave maybe 2 leaves on each plantain if I want to cut them. But right now the winter is coming in, so I have to cut almost like everything. So I will just leave 1 leaf on each plant. These are the leaves I got, and I want to show you how you can save these leaves. One way of saving it, you can just leave it like this in the sun and it will dry up. After drying up, you can keep it. And another way of saving it, you can just cut them like this. Especially if you want to keep them in the freezer, this is how you have to do it, so that you can throw this stem in your garden. Every green thing, don't put it in the trash. You will save it and put it in your garden. So I usually keep this stem in my garden, or I can cut them into pieces and put them in my compost bin. These are the ones that you're gonna save. So after doing this, you can put them like this and wrap them up like this. Then you can put this in your freezer. If you don't want to, you don't have, guess maybe you don't have space in your freezer to keep these fresh leaves, then you can just lay them. That's why I put this right here. You can lay them on anything. If it's cardboard, if you have a dry place like on concrete, anywhere, you can just put them on it. So after like some time, they will dry up. So that's how I save them. I'm done getting the stem out from the leaf, so I will leave all this in the sun to dry up. This is the one I want to save in the freezer. I'm not going to save a lot in my freezer because I don't have space in my freezer right now, because I have to put my pepper and other stuff in the garden in the freezer. So most of them I'm gonna dry them up here in the sun and save them. I normally use this for kinky. I use it to wrap my kinky to sell, so I have to save most of it. Last year I was not able to save much, so I didn't get enough, and buying this in America is very expensive. So this year I want to save most of it. This is another way of saving your plantain leaf. If you don't want to put the fresh one in the freezer or put them in the sun, because the one in the sun will change color and become a brownish color. But if you want them to look much green, then you can leave them in your kitchen. Just spread them like this in your kitchen if you have a counter or anywhere you can put it. But I prefer putting it on my freezers because I have big freezers here that have space on them. So I line them up on the freezer and leave them for some days, maybe 2 or 3 days. Then you will see them drying up. But in this case, the color will not change. They will look more green. They won't turn into brown because they are not in the sun. So I much prefer this process, but I don't have much space out here, so I have to dry more in the sun. These are the leaves I left in the sun to dry up, and they already dried after some days. So that's how they look like. Their color changed to brown. They are not so green. These are the ones that I kept on my freezer in the garage. They are very dry too, but you can see the color didn't change. It's still green. So that's the difference. If you keep the leaves in a place where there is no sun, the air will dry it up and it will still remain more green. But if you leave them in the sun, then they will change color like this and they will look brown. The leaves are dry now and it's time to save them, and I have this bag that I put my leaves inside. So guys, if you want to save your plantain leaves or your banana leaves, these are the 3 methods that you can use. You can dry them in the sun, you can leave them in your house to dry up with the air, and also you can put them in your freezer to save them and use them anytime you want to. If you have any questions about this video, please leave them in the comment section and I'll be glad to answer all of them. I'm done putting all the leaves in the bag, and I've already tied the bag. So what I would do is to make holes in the bag so that the air can come out. So I'm gonna put this in my storage and use them for my kinky. Thank you guys for watching, and I always appreciate your time.